Hey everyone, AJ here for Marketing Reel. If you're using HubSpot, chances are you'll need to create a form at some point. Today, I'm going to show you how to create a HubSpot form and explore all the features available to you. So let's dive in. So the first thing I'd like for you to do is to go to Marketing and then click on Forms. Then we're going to click on Create Form at the top right. There's two types of forms. One is a standalone form that is shared through a unique link and is literally the form in and of itself. And the more common type of form is an embedded form. This is a code that you can put on a third-party website such as WordPress, or you can embed it directly inside of a drag and drop editor inside of your HubSpot CMS. Let's go with the embedded form. So please click Next at the top right. HubSpot has some out-of-the-box templates that you can use that can give you a head start in terms of building out your forms. However, more common is the blank template because you're able to customize it exactly how you would like. So let's click on that and then click Start at the top right. In order to name your form, click on the pencil icon at the top and then name it. In order to start building your form, you can look at the frequently used properties here on the left-hand side and just simply start dragging them into the form. You can customize like this, the look and feel of your form as well. And if you don't see some of the fields that you need in frequently used properties, simply go down to contact properties, company properties, or ticket properties, and you'll be able to drag and drop those fields as needed. Once you're inside of here, in order to edit your fields, click on the pencil icon once you hover over your specific field. Some of the basic settings right off the bat are, do you want to make this field required? In this case, I'm going to say yes. Another option is to make this field hidden. Hidden fields in HubSpot forms capture and pass information without being visible to users. This allows for streamlined data collection and enhanced tracking. They are commonly used to track the original source of form submissions, such as web page URLs or marketing campaigns. So this is just a way for you to hide a field. However, you know that whoever fills out this form has this particular type of attribute, whether that's a campaign name or anything else that you could think of, and you want to pass that through directly, this is an easy and effective way to do it. Now let's go through the rest of these fields here. So first you have your label. Your label field is simply what people see when they look at the form. Another is help text. Now you wouldn't use it on first name, but if you had a more advanced or a more complicated type of field and you wanted to give someone a little bit of help about how to fill out that field, you could drop a little message in that help text. So let's talk about placeholder text. Placeholder text is another way for you to fill in a little bit of text inside of the field that gives a hint of the type of information you want the person to fill in. Important detail here, placeholder text, once someone clicks into the field, disappears, okay? Or if it's not a required field, then if someone just simply submits the form, that placeholder text will not actually be passed through to the HubSpot contact submission. However, on the other hand, is default value. Default value is what you would use essentially in using a hidden field. This would be what you put into the field and say that I definitely, if someone fills out this form, I definitely want to send this information into the contact record. So some other information before we move forward are some other elements here is you can include CAPTCHA. So CAPTCHA is going to help you prevent spam. I always recommend for you to turn it on. Then there's data privacy options, which is essentially telling the user how you're going to be handling their data and what type of information they can expect from you. You have some options here that you can click on that HubSpot will pre-populate some messaging for you. However, you could update this messaging as need be in the left-hand side over here. And you could also do something such as linking them to your privacy policy on your website so that you don't have to make this text as dense or as scary for someone to click yes on. However, this is important. And of course, we know the legalities of it. It's better to be safe than sorry. Next, what happens if you don't see the field that you actually need inside of your form and it's not in your HubSpot account at all? Well, then simply we can create a new field by clicking on this tab here, Create New. This gives you the different types of fields that you can create. Obviously, you could create a single line text where people can type in, or you can give people, let's say, a drop down where there's multiple options that people can select from. Let's go with drop down right now. Object type, you can either create a company or a contact record. Let's go with contact. Grouping, how do you group your contact information? Well, there's a contact information option, and then there's several other more detailed ways of grouping contact object type information. You could put it under web analytics, you could put it through some third-party apps, but most of the time you're going to do contact information. I'm going to create this source of the lead label. How did you hear about us? It's a description. And let's put a couple of different options here. Let's say internet, word of mouth, and a referral. Okay. Here, obviously, we're going to show it in forms because that's why we're creating it. Hit create, and now your field is populated here. So we could click on it, and we can go through the different options here that we like. Now, let's say for this, like we knew that the source of this is going to be through an internet campaign. You could just hit make this field hidden, and then you could just select internet and pass that information through. Let's take a look at more of the advanced features inside of specific properties. So one thing I want to talk about is progressive fields. What progressive fields do is that if you have pre-existing contact in your CRM and you know specific information about them, obviously, like their email address or their first name, then you probably don't need to ask that again or have them fill that out again when they fill out another form. You could use that time to swap out that question, let's say, of their first name, since you already know it, with something else, such as their company name, okay? So here, we're gonna go open up queued progressive fields, go back here, go to existing properties, and drop company name in there, okay? Then I'm gonna go to first name, where I was before, go to the advanced logic tab, and then say replace with progressive field, okay? So if HubSpot notices someone and they are able to recognize that they are already a contact, then they will not ask them their first name. They will switch that question with what is your company name in this instance. Now let's talk about the next option, which is dependent fields. Dependent fields allow you to create a dynamic form within a form, essentially. So what that does is if someone answers a specific question in one way, then you could follow up with another question, okay? And this allows you to dynamically collect information in a way that saves space and also makes sense. So what's an example of that? Well, in this case, let's say we're asking them, what is the source of the lead? How did they find out about us? Okay. And what I'm going to say here is, what if they put in, if source of the lead contains any of referral? Well, we might want to know what specific referral that they're talking about. Okay. Was it a referral from a certain type of person? Was it a referral from another company, right? This is information, if we had it, could be useful for us in HubSpot. So let me show you how we'll do that. We'll go back, we'll go create new, we'll do a single line text, referral name, single line text, create it. Okay. And I actually don't need it right here, so I'm going to delete it. And I'm going to go back here to edit, logic. If source of the lead contains any of referral, then ask the question of referral name. Add that. Okay. And then we should be good to go. Now, the next step after this is we want to go over to the options tab, and then this will tell us what we want to do after someone fills out the form. Okay. So one of the easiest methods is just to give them a simple inline message, such as what you see right here, which is thanks for submitting the form. However, the other option is to redirect them to a HubSpot page or even an external URL. Okay. The benefit of this is you can send them to a page with additional information, which moves them further along the funnel for you. Another benefit is a lot of times you're able to set the thank you page as the conversion event in your analytics. So when someone lands on the thank you page, then you're able to trigger that conversion inside of your analytics. After this, let's go over to the style and preview, where we can adjust the styling of our form. You have a couple of different options right off the bat that you can cycle through and then see how it adjusts. And then you can go one level deeper and start to adjust more specifically the width, the different fonts that you use. You can upload fonts as well. You could browse Google fonts and adjust the coloring in the on the button, or all these different things where this could make your form more customizable and more appealing. Now, you also have the option here to set as raw HTML form. What this does is it creates a code for you that you can send to your developer, and then they can customize all the styling on an external third party. Here, you're also able to see how your form would look for specific contacts. Again, this brings into some of the progressive fields where you can see how the form will interact specifically for them. Finally, if you have Marketing Pro or Marketing Enterprise, you're able to create automations after the form is submitted. Again, these are very powerful. You can send follow-up emails, sending more information. You can send notifications to people on your staff, letting them know that the form has been filled out. These are really the genesis of HubSpot and what makes it such a wonderful software. And once you're done, you could hit update at the top right, and then you can hit publish and then copy. And then this is the HTML code that you can send to your developer. Let's say if they are wanting to embed this form on a WordPress website or on another type of platform. You can also take a look at the form by copying it here and just seeing what it will look like generally. And you have something like this. You see your referral, and then you see your dependent field populating based off of that if it goes to something else. So yeah, that's the gist of creating forms and sharing them. I hope that this was valuable information for you. Do not hesitate to reach out if you have any other questions. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks.